Hawks fans, we finally got a win. We finally got a win. It was looking real gloomy these past couple of games, back-to-back losses uh, to the Sacramento Kings and a loss to the OKC Thunder. But we finally got a win. Kudos and cheers to this team. They really stepped it up in that fourth quarter. That is the defense that should be on a nightly basis. Defensively, the team in the fourth quarter was locked in 1 through 5. So shout out to them versus this game, and also shout out to the Atlanta Falcons as well because they just beat the Dallas Cowboys 6-3. Caw rise up, rise up. Been hearing rumblings and ramblings that last time that the Atlanta Falcons were 6-3, we went to the Super Bowl. So I don't know. Fingers crossed on that. Looks like a long shot, but anything can happen. Hopefully, there's a thing in Atlanta that if one team is doing good, the other teams have to sacrifice. So hopefully that ain't the case. Hopefully, the Falcons and the Hawks can have a good season. Hopefully, this rough start for the Hawks can turn around and we could be a top seed in the East and hopefully contend for a championship, man. Because it'll be dope. The city be lit if the Falcons and the Hawks are make a deep playoff push or a deep championship or make a championship run. So that'd be kind of dope. Let's get into the game though, man. Matchups: Ingram versus Zachary Ricochet. I finally said his name right. But Zach held his own versus Brandon Ingram. He had, I think that was his main assignment for tonight, but pick and rolls where you get switched off of him and then another person has to guard him. But Zach held his own defensively. Most of the times he was guarding him in the first quarter. In that first quarter, it was a little battle back and forth, but Zach held his own, man, as a rookie. Still growing pains for the young buck, for the young bull. I'm hoping that he doesn't lose his confidence because, man, confidence is everything, dog. And being a shooting guard, you gotta have that. It's been a couple of times where he had a wide open shot to shooting guard expectations. You would call wide open. He had a couple of wide open shots that you want him to take. He just didn't take it. He passed it up. And hey, that's his shot selection. But me personally, I just hope that he doesn't lose confidence because it is his first couple of games. But if he just keeps shooting, hopefully he just keeps shooting. So that's Zach. Second is that we need a backup for Hunter, man. we don't need a replacement for DeAndre Hunter, but we need a backup for DeAndre Hunter, man. Because that small forward spot, we don't know who the small forward is. I think the kid's name is David Roddy. That's the current backup small forward for DeAndre Hunter. Big dude, a spot up shooter, but nothing else to his game. And you're not really going to find many backup small forwards in the market that can replicate what Hunter does. But if you can find a backup for DeAndre Hunter, which obviously looks like it's needed, especially during the regular season, because his knees is looking like the same story with Kawhi Leonard. Hopefully that ain't the case, but that's what it's looking like. As far as the bench, because I do want to talk about the bench, that it was horrific. In the first quarter, the score was like 17-4. Don't quote me on that. It was like 17-4. The bench comes in, and then the lead drops to 33-30, man. At the end of the first quarter, and the bench, I think it was Wallace, Matthews, Nance, David Roddy, and Jalen Johnson. And here's the thing. I like Larry Nance. I like him, but that bench is terrible. Injured or not, you got to have a better bench than that. You got to have at least some type of igniter or some type of initiator to get the offense going. And even though you had Jalen Johnson, I guess you want those reps for Jalen Johnson, I guess. But even still, you need like an official offensive initiator. And me personally, I would have preferred to have Zachary Rashad in there to get some reps on being the number one option. Me personally. But that's just me though, man. That's just me. But defensively in that fourth quarter, just to go over, that fourth quarter was insane, man. Hopefully with Dyson Daniels back, we continue to look good defensively. It was a close game until that fourth quarter. But then we just put the pedal to the metal, man. So shout out to the Hawks on that. As far as those Kings games, man, I'm not sure. We were just injured, so we were 5 people down. That's 5 rotational players that didn't play. So I can't put too much on that Kings game. One thing I will say about it is that hopefully we can tinker with a lineup of Jalen Johnson at the small ball 5. Hopefully, and see how that goes, because I feel like this team can unlock another level if they just keep pushing the pace and keep going through transition and having that spacing on those high IQ ball handler players that can space the floor, make the right reads, make the right decisions, and just, quickness. But yeah, that's a little wish list on my, if I had to bring one, is just, let's tinker with a small ball lineup. You got Okongwu, you got Larry Nance, you got Clint Capella. But let's see what Jalen Johnson looks like at the 5. And he could be potentially a great defensive player at the 5. We never know because we never tried it before. But personally, as far as Larry Nance, give that man a round of applause, man, because he showed out this game. He really did. He defensively guarded the perimeter, got boards, guarded the paint, and with him being 6'9", undersized a little bit, he has the advantage of speed. And if you can get him running up and down the floor and beating the other opposing team's big man up and down the floor, and then also him running out to the perimeter, contesting jump shots, it creates an advantage offensively and defensively. And then he also shows a little bit of touch at that perimeter, where if you leave him open, he could knock it down. I think he's like 30, in the mid 30s or whatnot on 3-point percentage. So, hey, that's a good pickup. If it was me, my big rotations would be Okongwu starting, Larry Nance backing up Okongwu, and then small ball 5 with Jalen Johnson. So that's just me. And to go back on that small ball lineup, I feel like you have a couple of different options. You could have Trae Young at the 1, Zachary at the 2, Hunter at the 3, and or let me rephrase that. You could have Trae at the 1, Dyson Daniels at the 2, Zach at the 3, Hunter at the 4, and Jalen Johnson at the 5, and go with a small ball lineup like that. That way you have 3 ball handlers, people that can bring the ball up the floor and initiate the offense, as well as you have optimal shooting all around. So that's just something put up in the air, a little idea. Hopefully we can see that, because I haven't seen it this season, and I think we should have at least a couple of minutes of throughout the game to where we have a small ball lineup. But yeah, that's mostly it. Much needed win for the Hawks. Hopefully this streak continues and we can build on that and we start getting our players back, because boy, that injury list looks crazy. That injury list looks crazy. But yeah, hopefully we get this streak going back again. We're finally back in the win column. I think we're at 500 now. Don't quote me on that. I might be mistaken, but I think we're back at 500 now. So it's a win-win. Hopefully our next game versus Boston. I think that's what we play next. Tough matchup, but hopefully we can squeak out with another W, get some players back, and who knows. But like and subscribe though.